Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 3.17, type conversions. Java is a strict type checking language to provide type safety. To implement that, compiler checks every variable, type of the every variable and the expressions before evaluating, which ensures safety as well as consistency. Java compiler originally have a limitation. What is the limitation? It can act upon same types. Same types means suppose we have to perform any arithmetic operations, it can perform operations on the operands of int versus int, float versus float, long versus long, double versus double. So, if it is the case, now we are incapable of performing operations on different types of operands. In order to plug this loophole, these type conversion rules are developed. The type conversions are two types: automatic type conversions and explicit type conversions, or otherwise implicit type conversions and explicit type conversions. Explicit type conversions are also known as a type casting. Implicit type conversions are known as automatic type conversions. These automatic type conversions are performed by compiler by itself. Compiler has a limitation. At the same time, whenever different data types like int versus float, it has to perform operation. Then to overcome this limitation, some rules are incorporated for automatic type conversions. By automatic type conversions, it can overcome these limitations. When this limitation comes, actually this limitation comes in 5 situations. First, we have to understand those 5 situations. Number 1, in a binary operation, the types of two operands are not matched. In a binary operation, like let us take a plus, for example sake we take plus, then if two operands belong to different types, now you see this is like int plus float. Java originally knows int plus int. Java originally does not know int plus float. For this purpose, automatic conversion rules are promoted. This is the first one. Second one, first rule, you remember that in a binary operation, if both operands belong to different types. And second one is in assignment. Assignment, let us say this is float, this is int. The operands belong to in an assignment operation, right and left operands are there. If they belong to different types, if they do not match. Third one, method calling. Method calls. In method calls, passing argument, we pass arguments, and formal argument or parameters receive them. So these types are matched. The type of the argument and the type of the formal argument are different. Let us say this is int, this is float, and this is the third case. And the fourth case, return value. This is also belong to method return values. Now method is returning one type of value, and receiving variable, it's a type. Returning type and receiving type are not matched. Suppose you are returning, the method is returning int type value, and the receiving variable belong to float type value. Float type value. And the fifth case also, actually, especially in print line statements and all that, we write suppose class 10. Actually, this is an integer literal, this is a string. Then we get output as class 10. So, before this is converted as a string, before it is printed, the 10 integer literal is converted as a string, and then class 10 as a string it is printed. These are the 5 cases where conversions are required, because compiler cannot act upon 2 different types. And then because of automatic type conversion, how it is performed? Actually, type promotion happens. Now here 2 operands are there of different types. One is inferior, other one is superior. The inferior type is promoted to superior one. Then this is promoted as float. Now what happens? Float versus float. It knows. Understand? Promotion. Promotion means a little later I will explain. So first principle, how with automatic conversion, whenever an operation is performed on 2 different types, the inferior one is first promoted to superior one, then both will be same, then operation is performed. Second one, suppose here we have to assign int type to float type. One thing here, there may be a big expression, and this expression is evaluated, and ultimately a resultant value is created. Its type, let us say its type is int, this is float. Then in such case, this is the right hand side operand. Right hand side operand is promoted to this type. Then it is promoted as float, then assignment will be done. So here also type promotion happens. In method calls, what happens? We pass arguments, and that is being received by a formal argument, that is also called parameter. Now you see, now one method passes, let us say, integer value. The corresponding formal argument is float. Those are same type, int and int, there is no problem. In such case, this is the argument is first promoted to this type, and then assignment is made. One thing you must remember, here it is assignment, this is also assignment, but invisible assignment. This is visible assignment, this is invisible assignment. That point you must remember. Similar manner, return value. Some methods return values. So the type of the return value and receiving variable is there in the caller method. The type of the receiving variable should be matched. If they are not matched and all that, automatic type conversion happens. Suppose int type is returned and float type is receiving. Then this is first promoted as float, and then it is assigned to that. This is also a invisible assignment. This is also an invisible assignment. And the fifth one already explained. In print line statements, we write strings, we write variables, we write constants, whatever you want. Whatever is to be printed, that we write. Then what happens? All those are first converted into strings. String is okay. This 10 is also converted as a string. Thereafter, concatenation will be done because of the concatenation joining operator, and then it is class 10 is the string. You must remember that. This is originally integer literal. that is transformed as a string, then only it is printed. These 5 rules, in these 5 situations, type conversions happens. So, in this context, one very important point I have to tell you. Actually, type conversions, either it may be automatic type conversion or typecasting, among all primitive numeric types it happens, and character also, except boolean. That means boolean to any other 7 types, 7 types to boolean is not possible. Always remember that boolean cannot be converted into any other type. Any other type cannot be converted, any other primitive type cannot be converted into boolean. That point you must remember.